Hey everyone and welcome. I'm making s'mores New York style cookies. And so first thing I made a double batch in my mixer, but I couldn't finish it because my mixer is too small, so I'm dumping out to a large bowl and I'm looking for large butter clumps like this one here. I'm also going through and just crushing up my graham crackers. I thought they were going to process more in my mixer, so I left them pretty chunky. They were now too chunky, so now I'm just going through mixing everything by hand, kind of rubbing it similar to how you would rub pastry dough, just making sure everything looks nice and combined before I add in my egg. I'm also adding in extra marshmallows because I found last time I made these marshmallows disintegrated in the mixer, so I wanted to add them towards the end so that way they didn't disintegrate. Again, I'm treating this like pastry dough, so I made a well in the center, added roughly 4 eggs into my well, and then I'm tossing everything together until combined. I did, however, crack 5 eggs in case I needed it, and I definitely needed a little bit more than 4 eggs. The mixture still felt a tad dry, so I'm adding a little bit more egg and rubbing that in before I do my test again. So my test is just me grabbing a handful of dough and squeezing it together and seeing if it holds. The mixture should hold a clump when squeezed, but also break apart pretty easily, which this did, which means it's time to start scooping. I like my cookies to be roughly 4 ounces. I'm using a 4-ounce scoop, which equates to a weight of 4.5 ounces for my cookies, which is perfect for me. This is an 8 scoop, and so all I'm doing is I'm filling my scoop here, packing it down ever so slightly, squishing it with my hands to form a rough ball, and then placing it on my sheet tray. And let's turn things around here so you can see what I'm doing. I don't pack my scooper too lightly because I will break the scooper. These are very thick batters. It's also another reason why I don't use my mixer. One, it's too small, but two, I will break it if I if I try to make this much dough and with it being this thick. And so I pack it pretty lightly, and if I feel like the cookie is too small, I will just add a little bit of dough. If you feel uncomfortable doing this and you want things to be more exact, you can always use a scale. So I used to use a scale, and I was always guessing how much went into each ball. But switching to scoops makes me a little bit more efficient, a little bit faster, and each cookie is within, 20 grams of each other. And I'm okay with that amount of flexibility in my cookies. Now I'm switching to a 20 scoop, which is a 2-ounce scoop, which makes my cookies roughly 2.5 ounces in weight. And I'm making what I call my minis. These aren't really mini cookies. They're probably an average size cookie. And I sell them in a pack of 3, but I call them my minis because they are much smaller than my regular size cookies. And this is the same process. I am gently scooping everything into my scoop, pressing it down, ejecting it, making it into a rough ball with my hands, and then placing it on my tray. I'm not worried about making these a perfect ball. These are designed to be chunky and very pull apart capable. And so having this kind of those lumps makes everything pull apart much easier. So here are my final products. I made around 15 of my large size and roughly 15 of my minis. And these are going to go into my freezer at least overnight until I'm ready to bake them. These can actually sit in the freezer for up to 3 months. And so I'm going to use these for my end of the month market on May 25th. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you like my content, you know what to do. And I will see you guys in the next one.